Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and gay.
Good afternoon and welcome to yet another edition of your program, our program Africans and Diaspora. Today is going to be a special one because it's Eid. Okay, so we say Barakat da Sallah to our listeners. Today we have our guests already with us, where we will be engaging him on some questions that is very important for us to know as listeners, as humans, and then what we need to know, we will let into the airwaves for you to know. Our guests on Africans and Diaspora for today is none other person but Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi, a teaching assistant, learning support, inclusion project worker, enrichment mentor, and extended school manager, a co-founder, director, Manhood Academy official, and a UK ambassador for Nigerian charity CDLI, that's Community Development Links Initiative. Eid Mubarak to you, Mr. Kayode, Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi.
Eid Mubarak to you, my dear brother. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, let me say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm saying this because we are in the Salah period, so that goes to...
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely to my brothers and sisters out there in Nigeria that I will be seeing soon, hopefully this summer.
Thank you very much for joining us this week on Africans and Diaspora. My name is Adeyemi Hamzat. Now, I'd like to ask this question. Especially when you talk about Eid al-Kabir, we have a lot of celebration in the Islamic world. When we talk about Eid al-Fitr and some other Eid, but now we are celebrating Eid al-Kabir. So Eid al-Kabir is about sacrifice, giving, and community. So how those values and how those values show up in your 25 years working with boys in London and kids in Ipaja, Lagos?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. Well, you know, everybody has to, this is my personal opinion, everybody has to make some sort of sacrifice at some point in their life, whether it's big or small. And it's just a good way of knowing what to do in times of real need.
Okay.
Because many people have, and we've definitely got the people who, don't have as much as some of us do. So sacrificing my time, exchanging it for the activities that I do with the young boys here in the UK, in London, around the Manhood Academy for boys, doing urban rites of passage that of course they definitely practice in many places in Africa. It's just a real pleasure. It's an honor when I'm working with those young boys to see them come in as rough diamonds and then to see them go out as real polished young men or have the potential of being great young men. And when I'm over in Nigeria working with the Ipaja community or different communities within the Lagos area, working with the most vulnerable children, it's definitely along the same lines because I'm sacrificing my time, my place with my family to go over there to work with those children and young people and just put a smile on their faces. That's the number one thing, is the smile on their faces. Yes, we do a lot of activities. Yes, we do sports day, end of school events, science day, and so on and so forth. But to have a smile on their faces at the end of the project is amazing, really.
Okay, with your years of experience, you've spent 14 years raising funds for Ipaja's summer camps. What does sacrifice mean to you when it comes to serving vulnerable children?
Well, it means to me empathy, trying to put myself in other people's shoes.
Okay.
Obviously, I can't be in their shoes, but trying to see what it's like to go without certain amenities, because some of our people, a lot of our people in Nigeria live without these amenities every day. So what sacrifice am I going to make? Me living the life I'm living in UK. I'm not living a fancy life, but I know definitely with a lot of the children and the young people that I work with, they're working with, they are living certain lives that most of us could not imagine. So I want to know what it's like putting myself in those shoes. So it's kind of like empathy for me.
All right. Let's talk about your London education and probably also add lessons that we need to derive from it. You've worked as an inclusion project worker, and during festive seasons like Eid and Christmas, some kids feel left out of schools. They feel left out at school. So how do you create inclusion where the child can celebrate like others?
Another excellent question. So we first got to talk with the child, have a conversation with the child, see where that child's mind is at. How do they see things? What is going on for them? What their feelings, what their thoughts. And then we use those feelings and those thoughts, the findings that we have, to create as much an inclusion curriculum as humanly possible. Some of them will have the compulsory subjects that they have everywhere in the world, maths, English, and obviously physical education. And then maybe in the afternoon, maybe in different weeks or different days, they will go off a timetable, and we will try and create a timetable around the thoughts and feelings that they have spoken to us about. So it's about understanding where that child is coming from, what are their likes and dislikes, and why is it that they feel left out, and what we can do about it. But understanding where they're coming from first is the key.
Okay, so you try as much as possible to first understand what that particular child is going through. All right?
Yeah, that's the first thing, yeah. Definitely the first thing. And then based on the stuff that we find out from them, then we start to get to work on what we can do to actually fill that void, to fill that gap,
to assist him or her.
Feel included. Yeah, definitely.
All right. From pupil referral units to extended school manager, what's one Eid period story of a boy who turned his life around that still inspires you as a person? Can you please let us?
Yeah. Listen, when I was working in a pupil referral unit, and for those of you who don't know, pupil referral unit are for those children who have not managed.
Are you there?
And told to leave mainstream schools, so they have to go to a pupil referral unit. So then we have them there, and I remember there was this boy that I met. One of the many stories, but this one stands out. And he was an exceptional artist. Had a lot of challenging behaviors, but he's an exceptional artist. And I said to him, listen, and at the time I was teaching in a Saturday school. that we
Okay.
do over here in the UK. Yeah, it was a supplementary school that was just added English, maths, and also extracurricular activities
Activities.
at the weekend. So at the time, I said to him, "Yeah, if you behave for 1 week, then I will take you to the school that I volunteer at." So it took him a while to behave that 1 week, but there was a week he behaved well. I started taking him there to the Saturday school, and it just turned his behavior around. So he was supposed to be doing an additional year in the pupil referral unit. That was what the reports were saying
Okay.
about him. And it turned out that that 1 day a week that I took him to the supplementary school on Saturdays, and he was doing his art, and they were more interested in their studies than anything else, and who else was the biggest or baddest, or who could fight the best. It really changed his mind, because we took him out of an environment
That's interesting.
to an environment that is hopeful. And the following year, he came out of the pupil referral unit and he got into a mainstream school. And I remember I met him years later. I saw him at a major event over here in London. They call it the Notting Hill Carnival in West London.
Wow.
I met him and he said to me, "Sir, do you remember me? Do you remember me?" I said, "Yeah, I remember you." He said, "No, he's going to college now and he's studying art." And I believe he went on to be an architect. Yeah. That's just one of the many stories. Yeah.
That's a very interesting one there. Okay, thank you very much. Now let's delve into the academy now, the Manhood Academy and the Brotherhood. And now the question is, Manhood Academy runs urban rites of passage. It teaches brotherhood and sustainability and accountability. So how do you teach boys that real manhood means looking after your community and not just for yourself?
So we have a chant, a mantra that the boys say anytime they start the session and at the end of the session. And the first line in the chant and the mantra that was created by one of our co-founders, Rio McLaren, is "I am my brother's keeper." And we delve into that line. That's the first line.
I am my brother's keeper.
First line. I am my brother's keeper. And the second line is "I am my sister's protector." So we build those are the two first lines in the mantra, in the chant. And we design our sessions, our lessons, our programs and our projects around those lines to say, yes, we definitely want to show up and be the best version of ourselves, but we also want you to actually assist your brother, assist your sister, and these are how you can do that. And we do make it a thing where it can be a community, it can be unity within the brotherhood that we create, and then they go ahead and create afterwards. So yeah, that's how we do just some of the ways to teach them about brotherhood and unity.
Yes, thank you very much. And now we are in the Eid al-Kabir festive season, and so I'd like to ask this very vital question, because a father in Ibadan wants to use this Eid break to bond with his son. Now, I would like you to give him one practical Manhood Academy exercise that they can do together after Eid prayers.
One exercise that we actually do that is quite successful, and it really gets the boys thinking, it also gets the fathers thinking, is a letter to the father exercise, where the son writes down their thoughts about what he thinks he would like his father to actually think about their relationship, or what he would do with his father. And it's really amazing when we have these boys, first of all, write their letters, and then they actually read the letters to the fathers, because a lot of them at times don't know that's what the boys are actually and also the boys actually don't know if they can have space to actually say what they would like to do with their fathers. So it can be a very taboo subject. So we get them to write their words down, invite the fathers in, and we have a session where the boys read the letters to the fathers hear, acknowledge, and then act upon it. And then they go off, and then they actually bond around what is written in the letter. That's very effective.
Right, thank you very much. We'll be hosting Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi, a teaching assistant, learning support, inclusion project worker, enrichment mentor, and extended school manager. He's also a co-founder, director, Manhood Academy official, and also a UK ambassador for Nigerians charity. That's CDLI, Community Development Links Initiative. You're still listening to Africans in Diaspora on Premier FM 93.5 from the stable of Radio Nigeria. We'll be back after this timeout. Don't change the dial. You're still listening to the program Africans in Diaspora and Premier FM 93.5 from the stable of Radio Nigeria. Our guest is still with us. He is Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi, teaching assistant, learning support, inclusion project worker, enrichment mentor, and extended school manager. He's also a co-founder, director, Manhood Academy official, and also a UK ambassador for Nigerian charity, Community Development Links Initiative. Mr. Kehinde, are you still there? Are you still there with us?
I'm still here.
Okay, thank you. So now let's continue our conversation. You're a UK ambassador for Community Development Links Initiative in Ipaja. It is a time we'll remember widows and orphans. And what are the biggest needs you are seeing for widows and orphans in Ipaja right now?
So, some of the biggest issues that we've come across in previous years, I've got to wait to come to Nigeria again this summer, which I will be doing by God's grace this August. But some of the biggest needs that we have found with the widows and the children is the financial aid, and just getting the basic financial aid to actually have, again, going back to what I said before, the basic amenities to, get on with life. We have done a lot of work with the widows in the communities.
All right.
We had a project where what the widows to do to make handmade soap and sandals, I believe it was, to take it to market.
That's nice.
Which was a form of income that they could actually have, so then that could give them something while.
Okay, away from that, for 14 years you've run summer camps for vulnerable kids. So if someone donated their Kubani meat or Salah gift to CDLI now for this year, how would it be used? How would it be used?
If they donate,
If they donate the Kubani meat or hello, are you there?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so if someone donated their Kubani meat or Salah gift to CDLI for this year, how would it be used?
Yeah.
How would it be used?
Oh, used for the lunches that we actually give
Mm.
to the children, because those children come to the camp for, we give them breakfast, lunch also, so that can be used to donate for those children there. They can have it at the end of term, well, the end of event, the summer event, when we grab all the children together from the different communities that we worked with, and we host a big event to show the community, the local community, what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it'll be used very wisely, and it will be used fruitfully as also.
All right, thank you very much for that wonderful answer to that question. You're a lover of Fuji music. Premier FM listeners agree up on Barrister songs about discipline, hustle, and fear of God. Because the break we took the other time was a music of Barrister that Alhaji Sikuru the Barrister, that a song on Salah. Now, how do those messages align with what you tell boys at Manhood Academy during Eid?
Again, that goes back to the brotherhood. That goes.
Are you there?
To, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
Yeah, yeah. That goes back to brotherhood.
Mm.
That goes back to loving one's brother.
Mm.
That goes back to them to doing something for their community, because it's very important for those boys at the academy to understand that they're coming from a family. The family is rooted in the community.
Mm.
The community has to thrive, and how it's going to thrive is by the people within the community making sure that they take care of the community. So we teach them to love their community and love their surroundings and respect their environment. So whilst they're actually doing that, they're respecting their environment and they're loving their environment, then they won't want to destroy their environment. They'll keep it tidy. They will go around respecting their elders within the community. So it's extremely important.
Thank you. Mr. Kehinde, you work between London and Lagos. How do African and Caribbean boys in the UK observe Eid or connect to faith differently from boys in Ipaja?
Well, I can tell you we've got a large Muslim community communities in London. The UK, in fact, a large community. So they observe Eid very well here. I can tell you that now. And a lot of the young Muslims here understand Eid, respect Eid, and follow those principles when Eid is around. So when I'm working, if I was working in school right now we are off for the holidays. I'm 1 week off for the holidays. But if we were at school, a lot of those boys, a lot of those Muslim boys and Muslims in general who attend school, a lot of my students, they would be off to actually celebrate and respect Eid. So we've got a large amount of Muslims here in London and in the UK in general who follow those actual principles. And when I come over to Nigeria and I see, obviously it's on a different scale.
All right, so what's one message you... Okay, so what's one message you got during the past Eid from a student or parent that reminded you why this work matters?
We had a mother,
okay,
who said to us about her son, who was at a few different schools. Then he came to the school that I was currently working at, and she said in front of the head teacher to me, "Oh, Mr. Ogunlabi saved my life." That was deeply, was really, really, I was really grateful for that message, and
Are you there? Are you there? Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah,
We can hear
I
you
can
now.
hear you. Yes. So let me move around the room. Yeah. So, like I was saying before, there was a parent who said to me that I saved her life with regards to her child, because her child had been to a number of different schools, and he came to one of the schools that I was currently working at, and I was working with him. So that was really humbling.
Now, complete this. The best aid gift we can give our boys in 2026 is
Love.
love.
Speak love into them. Give them life with your words. That's why I'm very careful about what words I use when I'm talking to my boys. Even if I have to tell them off for something that they're doing wrong, I'm very careful about what words I'm using, because I love them at the same time. I just want them to do better. So the best gift we can give to any of our boys is love. Speak love. Speak truth to power. Make sure that love circulates around them and move them to the next level.
Salaram or London barbecue, which gets you in the festive mode? Quickly. on a lighter mode.
Well, it's got to be. See, they're very close. Very close. I would say Salaram.
Salaram. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi. Okay, if someone wants to reach you via social media quickly, can we know your handles?
Yes, it's just my name, Kehinde Ogunlabi, in Instagram or Facebook. And if they want to reach me at Manad Academy, they can on Instagram, Manad Academy Official or our website, manadacademyofficial.com.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi. Mr. Kehinde Ogunlabi is a UK ambassador for Nigerian charity Community Development Links Initiative. Thank you very much for giving us your time right here on Africans in Diaspora. A big thank you to the producer, Segun Ogunjobi. My name is Adeyemi Hamzat. Africans This Week. Africans in Diaspora makes a return next week on Premier FM 93.5. It's bye for now.
You've been kept down for much too long.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people,